Hi, my name is Stephanie, and today, first of all, is Thanksgiving in the US. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you, my viewers in the United States. I hope that today is a wonderful day for you. I am so thankful for all of you who have been with me throughout this YouTube journey, and whether you've just come across this video or you've been here since like the beginning, I really appreciate you and I am so thankful that you are here. Now today's video is actually going to be a bit different than our normal videos. I'm actually going to be sharing with you something that I think is pretty cool. I'm excited to check it out with you guys. These are sensory tiles by a brand called Muffick. So this video is not sponsored, as in they are not paying me to make this video. However, they did send me these tiles for free to be able to unbox and review for you all. They didn't have any requirements on how I feel about these things. However, I will have a link in the description where you can purchase these if you would like to. And if you purchase through that link, I will receive a small percentage of the sale. That is not going to change how I look at or feel about these tiles and this company, etc. Just wanted to put all of that out there. I'm very thankful to Muffick for this opportunity because I know, one, I really think that I will enjoy this, and two, I'm actually connected with a school that tends to have a lot of neurodivergent individuals, and I think it would be really cool for them to enjoy this as well, as they are younger, and I think they'll get more use out of these. And so let's just get into it. Muffick is a company that sells orthopedic puzzle floors. The company was born out of a desire to solve problems with coordination, balance, and core, leg, and foot strength. They partnered with the University of Ostrava in Czechia for research and development, as well as other specialists to create their floor tiles. Most of the tiles are nature-inspired, mimicking the textures one would encounter outside. So the tiles that they sent me came in this box here with this lovely little handle. Okay, so for my safety, since I keep on like moving everything around, I'm gonna have to set this box down. So basically what these are they are floor tiles that you can connect together. These are actually made to mimic things in nature. Obviously this one is supposed to be like logs and sticks. Right now I do really enjoy the texture. It does feel very similar and I don't have to worry about getting splinters. Very nice. And they have some smaller ones to fit together. This one is some seashells and just kind of squishy, which is interesting. And then this one right here is a starfish. This one's a bit stiffer, and this one has, I think these are all supposed to be like little shells. So this one would definitely, I think this would probably be one of the ones where people were saying it almost kind of functions like a massage for your feet when you walk on it. Definitely a lot stiffer than the other one with the starfish in the middle of it. Yeah. Okay, sorry. So this one is kind of like a stiffer kind of grass kind of feel. Oh yeah. Yep. See, so I know that these are, again, meant to be put together on the floor and stuff, but you can still do other things with them. And this is definitely, oh, that feels nice. But that would feel nice on your feet too, but like, I'm just really enjoying using it to stim right now. Definitely appreciate the sensory input of this one. So this green one is similar to this one. I think they're the same size of like grass type of things, but this one is stiffer. So the other one definitely was more pliable than this one. So this one's gonna be a lot more of a stiffer, like kind of like a grass feel to it. Definitely still get a lot of interesting sensory input. Definitely one of the reasons I was very interested in checking out this company and what they had to offer. So then this next one is kind of like stones and rocks. So these are like the big smooth ones and these are smaller ones. Kind of mimicky of gravel, but probably just from, obviously I'm not standing on them right now, but from this feel, I mean, it's not gonna be like painful like it would be if you're actually on gravel. I think it'd definitely be interesting to try out actually standing on this one specifically. I do like the smooth stones on there. So like just from a feeling with my hands perspective, I'm really enjoying these personally. and also they're kind of cool to look at. So just like that one was maybe a little more stiff, this one has a little bit more squish to it when it comes to the pieces. So you've got more different kind of texture with like pebbles and stuff, but they're all kind of separated apart. I'm not 100% sure. I know like they're all made to mimic specific things in nature, which the kind of idea behind that is that originally we would be walking on these things out in nature instead of in our fancy shoes, and there's concerns about developing flat feet and stuff like that. So this is kind of like what their inspiration is, right? To like mimic things you would find in nature, to be able to like walk on them for fun at home, and also to just kind of help out on a almost like a therapy level. So this one is a more like separated bump one, not necessarily kind of like the grass ones, which almost give like my hands almost like a tingly kind of feeling. Of course, it's got the Muffick logo on it. It's got some squishy stuff. I think this one's, to me, I'm not really sure what this would mimic. So I'm thinking this is just more fun sensory input kind of thing. It's much more squishy. The bigger ones are like harder, and the smaller ones are a lot more squish and pliable. Then we have a bigger mat of the harder grass, the stiffer grass ones. Again, definitely like gives me like tinglies whenever I do this with it, so I bet you this is going to be very interesting to be walking on. This one here has flowers, and the little pokies here are, I think, even, yeah, they're even stiffer than like the stiffer grass feeling one. It is definitely interesting. And so we have like little pokies here that are maybe more stiff and parts that are more smooth. Again, definitely varying different types of sensory input just from feeling with my hands. And the last one we have in here is kind of this thicker but squishy kind of seashell mix. So we've got some seashells and such to be able to go on. Again, this one's not as stiff. So they're very different in the kind of construction between each one. Some of them are stiffer, some of them are more pliable. It's definitely going to give you different types of sensory input. So just from like feeling, I really think it's very interesting, especially for people who are more tactile and are seeking like different textures and feels and stuff like that. Even just from hands, you know, just from feeling it. What I want to do is actually take this to that school that I had mentioned and have some of the children there try it out.
To more fully review the tiles, I tried them out by walking and standing on them. My favorite was the log one, mostly because of the balancing aspect. I also like the stiff grass-like ones for the way it felt like my feet were being massaged or something to that effect. I asked some younger people to test these out to see what they thought. Most were a bit slow to warm up to them, partially because I was randomly asking them to try out some floor tiles, and because of the unusual textures. But after trying them out somewhat hesitantly at first, most of the young people and children ended up going over them repeatedly. The younger ones started to really get into it, making it into a game, and even trying to feel it with their hands and mess around with the order of the tiles. Those older or less sensitive to sensory input seem to really like the stiffer and harder pieces, and the younger or more sensitive to sensory input seem to prefer the smoother rocks and similar tiles. They would still use the others though, even when I told them they didn't have to touch or step on ones they didn't like. Many often commented with delight about how the log texture was so realistic. And the youngest ones absolutely did not want me to put them up or end their playtime on them. These tiles are fun, engaging, and considered to be medically beneficial. From the autistic viewpoint, I am very happy with the sensory feedback these provide for a variety of different sensory needs. People of all ages can enjoy these tiles, of course even adults. Many of the tiles can act as a foot massage and help with pain relief.
They also have a quote here from Tracy L. Fielner, I'm not sure how to say this, and they say, as a pediatric occupational therapist, I highly recommend Muffick tiles for a variety of motor and sensory-based play. Muffick can be used from belly time to running time, helps to develop tactile exploration and sensory input to assist in self-regulation as well as balance and tolerance to the variety of input that they provide. And I could definitely see that. Again, I'm definitely interested in occupational therapy. I'm going to school to try to become an occupational therapy assistant, and as an autistic individual who experiences the need for different types of sensory input and the sensory experience being important to me, I just really thought that this was a good fit.
I was excited when I was approached by Muffick to review their product, and I'm very pleased to see that they absolutely delivered on what I was anticipating. They have a wide variety of tiles and special packs available, as well as special options for places such as schools on their website. There's also some cool game ideas there to try out and help build balance, coordination, and motor skills while having fun. Muffick was kind enough to give me a special code to share with you all. If you click on the link in the description box and use code Stephanie at checkout, you can get 20% off your order. As the holiday season approaches, so does the season of giving. Muffick is actually doing a sensory-focused giveaway this month worth about $800. If you'd like to enter the giveaway, I'll have the link in the description box for you. They'll also be doing a similar giveaway next month in December, so be sure to keep an eye out.
They also sent me a nice Muffick t-shirt. Very nice of them. Thank you very much, Muffick. I really am excited to be able to work with companies who are focused on sensory needs and things like this. I mean, it's not sponsored, but I think that it's definitely an awesome opportunity to bring it to you all. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've ever used sensory tiles or anything like this before, if you're interested in it, what your thoughts are on the idea of like nature-based sensory walking and all that kind of stuff. Like, what are your thoughts on this? I want to hear from you. If you're interested in autism-related content from me, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I upload to this channel every Thursday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Thank you to everyone who supports me here on YouTube as YouTube members, my patrons over on Patreon, and a special thank you to my Spaz tier patron, Philip Noah.
Thank you so much for watching, and another happy Thanksgiving to those of you who are in the US. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!